Good morning and welcome to Thought for the Day on this Monday morning. 21st of June, the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. Pinching from Anne, the weather forecast looks pretty dreary looking out the window, quite rainy and unlikely to see much sunshine on this longest day of the year. It reflects a little bit on long days. Some days feel much longer than others. Time seems fluid, particularly when we're waiting on something. And I've had a few of those in the last couple of weeks. Days where minutes feel a bit like hours. Waiting on the outcome of an operation, waiting on a phone call, waiting on news. And looking back over the years, most of those sort of days where they've dragged and you've just been waiting, they've probably revolved around family and things going on there. Of course, there are the other days when hours seem to fly past like minutes, and just everything flows in a wonderful way. I can think of times when, perhaps for me, I've watched a sporting event or something and it just goes past, it's feeling like it's in an instant just because it's been so enjoyable to watch. Or anything like that. Yeah, those days where time just passes so effortlessly. About 8 weeks ago, I'd shared a thought around the What Three Words app. Thinking about our location in the family of God in terms of faith, hope and love, words from Paul's first letter to the Corinthians. There's a little square, a 3-metre square in Ontario, Canada, out in the middle of nowhere that I'd quite like to visit because its 3-word name on What Three Words is love, hope, faith. So I think that's as close as they get to the 3 words that Paul uses. It's probably nothing special, but it would just be intriguing to stand in that place. But thinking about those 3 words, those locators of us in our Christian life, in the midst of days that have felt long waiting for news, I kind of find myself returning in my mind to this theme of love, faith and hope. And perhaps it's because it's in our adversities that these things come most to the fore. Faith in something out there is quite easy when things are going well, but holding on to faith when things are going in a more troubling direction, trusting still in the midst of that, is perhaps a little more challenging, but actually in that place more sustaining, more life-giving, more faith-building. The same with hope. If all is well, really the need for hope is much diminished. It's when things are disorientating, disjointed, chaotic, feeling that they are not as they should be, that hope is that sustaining warmth. And love, that love of God, the confidence in the love of God for ourselves and for all of those around us, is perhaps the most sustaining of all, particularly when we see people that we love suffering. Faith, hope, love, these 3 abide. I think there's a really good reason why Paul said that, because they are there no matter what. And Paul went through a lot of adversities himself, and in the midst of those, faith, hope, love abided for him. They abide for us. That's not to say they're not there in the good times, but they have such a power in the harder times. And so the invitation really for today is to listen out in our own lives and for those around us in the troubles, in the strifes, in the storms, in the trials. Listen out for the quiet voice of God speaking with love, pouring in hope, building up faith, walking alongside that quiet presence in our lives that sustains, that gives the ability to just face whatever we face day on day with confidence in God, who loves us so much that he sent his only Son for each and every one of us. Have a blessed Midsummer's Day, and I pray that your week is filled with blessings and filled with faith, hope and love. Amen.